What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm D.Knight, and it's opening day.
Cause it's game time and I'm ready. Game time and I'm ready. Yeah, it's game time and I'm ready. Game time and I'm ready. Can't stop my hustle. No, you can't stop my shine. I ain't come to make no friends. I just came to get what's mine.
And we are back with the new look Orioles here in season 2. So last year we ended up being a bad team, but we do have a top 10 pick in this year's draft, so that's also welcoming. But we also spent tons of money in the offseason as we were able to free up $33 million a year by trading Chris Davis and Alex Cobb, and we ultimately filled in everything else. So pretty much we upgraded in every area, and we're not spending anywhere near what we were spending for any of those two guys. We actually do not have one guy making over $10 million this year, which is great. Our budget is $78 million, which most of that is actually tied into our minor leagues because we are paying some premium minor league salaries. But we also moved up from 28th overall to 21st overall. So really those key pieces have really helped us out already. Hopefully it helps us out on the field. But let's go and meet your 2020 Baltimore Orioles. Starting with the starting rotation, these are the guys that are vying for these rotation spots. At the top, we have John Means, 81 overall, B potential, 26-year-old lefty. Last year, he was 8-12 in 26 starts. He had a 4.56 ERA, 1.43 WHIP, 13 quality starts. He's really aiming to be the ace of this staff, but we really need him to kind of progress a little bit more. 4.56 is not going to do it. Slotted in at the number 2 spot, we have Kyle Gibson, 78 overall, C potential, 32-year-old. We spent good money on getting this free agent here as he was 15-9 on 32 starts with a 2.82 ERA, 1.25 WHIP, 22 quality starts in 2 complete games for Minnesota last year. Hopefully he's able to kind of strengthen our rotation. Number 3 is Gabriel Yanoa, 79 overall, B potential, 26-year-old. Last year he ended up getting called up to the big leagues. He was 2-3 in 7 starts, 3.95 ERA, 1.22 WHIP with 4 quality starts. This guy was called up from AAA when John Means got hurt and absolutely came in and knocked it out of the park. Number 4, we have Aaron Brooks, 76 overall, B potential, 29-year-old. Last year was a real good year for him. We actually got to watch him against the Nationals strike out 11 hitters. He was 11-12 in 32 starts with 3.77 ERA, a 1.32 WHIP, 18 quality starts. He's still kind of in his prime, so hopefully he's able to get to the 80s, hopefully soon, and be a real big piece in our rotation. The current number 5 spot is going to Michael Pineda, 76 overall, C potential, 31-year-old. We did pick him up in free agency as well. He was 10-4 in 15 starts, a 3.24 ERA, 1.23 WHIP, 10 quality starts with Minnesota last year. Yep, another pitcher from Minnesota. We're stealing the guys that do it, but he is 31 years old. He's only got a couple more years in his prime. Hopefully he's able to top that 80 overall mark. Battling for those rotation spots is also Ty Block, 74 overall, B potential, 29-year-old lefty. Last year he was 4-11 in 33 starts, a 4.02 ERA with 1.34 WHIP, 15 quality starts. His stats are there, but again, we spent some big money free agent wise, so we might end up sending him down to AAA to kind of work out a couple of things and maybe push his overall and his ability up a little bit. Also battling for the 4th and 5th rotation spot is Dylan Bundy, 73 overall, B potential, 27-year-old. First round pick. He was 13-10 last year, our only starter with a winning record, and 32 games started, but he did have an ugly 4.76 ERA, 1.54 WHIP, 13 quality starts. He might end up starting in AAA just to kind of get his mechanics right. Hopefully he's able to kind of push and end up making the rotation towards the end of the season, if not at the very beginning. They will also be pushed by Thomas Eshelman, 69 overall, C potential, 25-year-old. Last year he was able to get into 6 games. He had a 2-0 record, a .61 ERA, 1.16 whip, but really his stats last year were in AAA Norfolk. He was 6-13 with a 2.59 ERA and 1.21 whip. If he's able to come any close to that, he might end up finding himself in the big league rotation. David Hess is also trying to make the rotation or a possible long reliever spot. He's 71 overall, B potential, 26-year-old. Last year he was able to get into 7 games. He was 0-2 with a 12.54 ERA and a 3.11 whip. But again, his stats also came from Norfolk, where he was 2-13 with a 3.31 ERA and a 1.43 whip. I do believe that this guy is going to be starting in AAA, but if he's able to have a good spring, you never know. At this current moment, our bullpen is pretty stacked. Starting with our closer, Michael Givens, 87 overall, B potential, 29-year-old. He had 37 out of 41 saves, which is a really, really good clip, a 3.96 ERA, a 1.62 whip. Really, he needs to get those down to be considered one of the better closers in the league. But I think he can do it. He's going to continue to work hard, so hopefully he's able to be our closer of the future for a while. Setting him up is Miguel Castro, 72 overall, B potential, 25-year-old. He enjoyed one of his better seasons and pretty much came out of nowhere. He was 2-3. He did end up having a save. He had a 2.47 ERA, a 1.18 whip with 17 holds and 49 appearances. Alongside Castro is Richard Blyer, 80 overall, C potential, 32-year-old lefty. Last year he appeared in 39 games. He was 2-1 with 3 saves, 16 holds, a 1.63 ERA, a .88 whip. His career ERA is 1.88. This guy is good. We need to find a way to get him into more games. In the middle innings, Tommy Hunter is going to be there. 79 overall, C potential, 33-year-old. He was a free agent last year, but his 2018 numbers with the Philadelphia Phillies are great. He had a 3.8 ERA, a 1.25 whip, 25 holds, 4 saves, a 5-4 record. This guy can do it. He has a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, which sometimes can get up to 97. This guy can bring it. Sean Kelly is also in the middle innings here as a 75 overall, C potential, 35-year-old. Last year he was with Texas. He had 65 appearances, a 7-3 record, 2 saves, 16 holds, a 2.73 ERA, and a 1.1 whip. He's going to bring some stability to the bullpen. Our Rule 5 draft pick, Edebre Ramos, 79 overall, B potential, 27-year-old. This guy is, outstanding from what I've seen. Last year for 888 Lehigh Valley in the Philadelphia Phillies organization, he had 6 saves, a 1.8 ERA, and a 1.00 whip, which goes along with his 2018 numbers with the Phillies, a 2.32 ERA, a 1.15 whip. I'm really excited to have him here, and he's a young guy, so hopefully he's able to continue to push the envelope and get better. John Gilmartin is also going to get a chance to stick in the bullpen. 79 overall, C potential lefty, 29 years old. He was closing for AAA last year. He had 23 saves, a 2.5 ERA, and a 1.08 whip. On the outside looking in is Tanner Scott, 78 overall, B potential lefty at 25 years old. Last year, he was doing great in AAA. He had a 1-2 record with a 1.88 ERA and a 1.36 whips. He is a lefty killer. We need to figure out how we can get him into the bullpen or just continue to develop. He has a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. This boy can hum it. Dylan Tate is also trying to make the bullpen as a 71 overall, B potential 25-year-old. Last year with AAA, he was 3-4 with a 3.16 ERA and a 1.08 WHIP. I do think he needs to get just a little bit better in the overall department. He'll probably start out in AAA and possibly be an injury backup. Paul Fry is also on the outside looking into that bullpen as a 73 overall B potential, 27-year-old lefty. He didn't have a great year last year. He was 1-1 in 70 appearances with a 4.93 ERA and a 1.64 WHIP. He's probably going to start in AAA. He might end up closing for them just to work on his mechanics a little bit. And one of our top prospects here, Hunter Harvey, 65 overall, A potential, 25-year-old. He didn't get any experience last year, but in AAA, he struggled. He was 6-6 with a 4.98 ERA, 1.53 WHIP. I really need this guy to really start progressing. I need him on the big league team. I know it says starting pitcher there. He's probably going to end up moving to a relief spot. He doesn't really have the greatest stamina, so he might end up being our long reliever, but I wouldn't mind seeing him in the middle innings. Looking at our new lineup, we have a good amount of people switching around. At the top of the order, we have second baseman Jonathan Villar, 91 overall, B potential, 28-year-old switch hitter. Now this guy has some speed. He hit 286 with 26 home runs, 75 RBIs, and 43 stolen bases. 869 OPS. This is why he was an all-star. He finally upgraded his potential to a B. Hopefully he's able to continue. I'm not sure where we are looking at down the future, however, but right now if he continues at a 90 overall, I need to keep this guy. Number 2 is right fielder Dwight Smith Jr., 76 overall, B potential, 27-year-old lefty. He appeared in 95 games last year, hit 282, 13 home runs, 57 RBIs. He did end up having 8 stolen bases, so not too bad. His speed isn't really that great, and also 850 OPS. He's still relatively young, and there are a couple of prospects knocking on the door. At the 3 hole is all-star Trey Mancini, 90 overall, A potential, 28-year-old righty. The man played in 152 games last year, hit 282, 35 home runs, 100 RBIs. He actually ended up stealing 12 bases as well. His OPS was 861. This guy is good. I want to kind of keep him around for a long term. He's signed all the way through 2024 right now. So hopefully he's able to kind of watch the Orioles progress. At the cleanup spot is designated hitter Edwin Encarnacion, 81 overall, A potential. He is 37, so he's a little bit of an old man, but he hit 34 home runs, 92 RBIs, a 283 average, a 907 OPS. I want to get this guy just jacking balls out of Camden Yards. Hopefully he's not taking too far of a step below, but 34 home runs is his career low, other than his shortened seasons, but this is amazing. Hitting in the number 5 spot is Mike Moustakas, 84 overall, B potential, third baseman, 31 years old, lefty. I love this guy. I adore him. He had 33 home runs, 115 RBIs, 280 average, 852 OPS. This guy can do it all. He can play a really good third base as well. We can also move him to first or second base if we necessarily need to. Hitting in the 6th spot is center fielder JT Riddle, 74 overall, B potential, 28-year-old. He hits left. He had a great year last year with Miami. He hit 271 with 4 home runs, 25 RBIs in just 89 games. He has a little bit of an injury plague issue, but I can really look around that. This guy is going to be our Swiss Army knife coming up. So even if Mullins or Hayes or any of those center fielders are able to take him over, he's still going to be a great bench piece and possibly play anywhere that we need him on any given night. Hitting 7th is shortstop Orlando Arcia, 74 overall, A potential, 25-year-old. I'm really excited about having this guy because he has great potential. He just needs to realize it at some point. He hit 264, 12 home runs, 53 RBIs in 105 games last year. This guy can hit, he can field, he's quick. I want to be able to see him realize this potential. We have him for the next 3 years, and it could be even farther past that, depending on how he performs. Hitting 8th is catcher Chance Sisco. 78 overall, C potential, 25-year-old. This guy was a A potential at one point, but again, he's not realizing it. He has a 229 average, 13 home runs, 45 RBIs in just 79 games. Remember, he got hurt in spring training last year, so Severino had a couple of months where he pretty much had to play every day, but Sisco is going to be our everyday catcher. Batting 9th is left fielder DJ Stewart. 71 overall, B potential, 26-year-old. Last year, he started out super hot, but he cooled down towards the end of the season. He hit 251 with 11 home runs, 37 RBIs in 109 games. I really want him to kind of realize his potential as well, because he could be really, really good. But he's got prospects knocking at the door, so he's going to have to do it as quickly as possible. Backup catcher is going to be Pedro Severino, 79 overall, C potential, 26-year-old. Last year, he didn't have the season that I was hoping he would have. He only hit 233, 8 home runs, 29 RBIs in 82 games. He had the opportunity to really step up when Sisco went down with the injury. He did not. Right now, I believe he's going to be on the trade block. A surefire bench player is third baseman Renato Nunez. 77 overall, B potential, 25-year-old. This guy can play the outfield positions as well, including first base. He hit 247, 8 home runs, 38 RBIs in 96 games. I really want to see how he develops, because Moustakas could ultimately move to second base if necessary. Nunez could ultimately move to first base and give Mancini a break, or go to DH, but I really hope that he can continue to realize his potential and perform. Another guy to ensure to make the bench is shortstop Hanser Alberto. 74 overall, C potential, 26-year-old. He can play extra positions as well, just not really in the outfield, but he can play short, third, second, any of those. He hit 276, 16 home runs, 50 RBIs. I really want to see that overall kind of go up for him, so he's not a bench player. He could be a starter, and with numbers like that in 131 games, he can start in this league. So hopefully he's able to really boost that overall and ultimately maybe take somebody's spot. Right fielder Stevie Wilkerson is going to be fighting for a bench spot. He's 68 overall, B potential, 28-year-old. Right now, he is our Swiss Army knife. He can play anywhere. He can play second, third, short, left, right, center. Anywhere that we need him, he can be. But he's really got to learn how to hit the ball. He only hit 230 with 10 home runs, 29 RBIs last year. He did have 10 stolen bases, which is solid. But in 107 games, this is not going to work out for a starting spot at least. Bench-wise, probably not so much either. Trying to take over JT Riddle's spot is center fielder Cedric Mullins. 68 overall, A potential, 25-year-old switch hitter. This guy he needs to learn. He's not quite that 70 overall that I kind of consider a major league talent. He did hit 400 2 out of 5 in 7 games last year after the call-ups. But last year in AAA, he hit 278, 11 home runs, 50 RBIs. He's on the brink, but I want to see him get to that 70 overall mark before he makes a dent into the majors. Third baseman Rio Ruiz, 69 overall, C potential, 25-year-old. This guy used to have A potential as well, but he's just not able to hit the ball consistently. He had 227, 6 home runs, 23 RBIs, and 72 appearances. It's kind of a shame, but hopefully he's able to really move something up. I think I'm going to start him in AAA. Hopefully he progresses really, really quick, and hopefully he can get over that 70 overall mark and realize his potential and how good he really can be. Center fielder Austin Hayes, 66 overall, B potential, 24-year-old. He's sneaking up on some of those outfielders. Last year in limited time, he hit 250. He had 1 hit, which was a double, 2 RBIs in 2 games. But in AAA, This guy hit 254, 17 home runs, 46 RBIs. This guy can hit. Hopefully he's able to really push maybe DJ Stewart or JT Riddle out of the starting positions. Our third catcher spot goes to Austin Wynn, 69 overall, C potential, 29-year-old. He had his opportunity when Cisco was down to show us that he could be a major league bat. He only hit 235. No home runs, no RBIs. Granted, it was only in 6 games, but then when he went to AAA, he only hit 186 with 4 home runs and 21 RBIs. So ultimately, I have not been impressed with him. Hopefully, he's able to kind of pick it up and actually be a major league talent. A guy that I'm a little disappointed in, shortstop Richie Martin, 70 overall, B potential, 25-year-old. He only hit 199 last year with 1 home run, 11 RBIs, only 4 stolen bases. He was caught stealing 6 times. I think I'm going to start him in AAA. Hopefully he can continue to develop, but I really need this guy to kind of start pressing, or he's not going to have a shot on this team anymore. So it's time for some prospects. So our first pick overall was right fielder Robert Hinckley, 72 overall, A potential, 19-year-old. This guy is a beast. He hit 273, 3 home runs, 18 RBIs in single A last year. I really want to see how this guy develops. He might end up being in the big leagues this year, but his fielding scares me a little bit. 37, he has good speed, good stealing, but this guy can't field, so he might end up being a DH guy for us down in the future. We also have Adley Rutschman, catcher, 71 overall, A potential, 22-year-old. He hit 254, 4 home runs, 26 RBIs in single A. He's going to get a shot at Bowie this year. Hopefully this bat continues to talk and he makes the majors either late this year or early next year. Number 3 prospect is third baseman / first baseman Ryan Mountcastle. 67 overall, A potential, 22-year-old. This guy can hit, but I don't really understand why he's not a 70 overall yet. He hit 270 with 7 home runs, 37 RBIs at Norfolk last year, but I really wanted him to continue to progress and make this team this year. It's not going to happen. So hopefully he's able to really progress and make the team next year or a little bit later this year. Number 4 prospect is Grayson Rodriguez, starting pitcher, 66 overall, A potential, 20-year-old. Last year he was 6-11 with a 2.82 ERA and a 1.23 WHIP for Bowie. Wasn't getting any run support, so his wins losses, but again, that's not what we're looking for in the minors. That ERA, sub 3, is amazing. I think he's going to end up starting the season at AA again, and hopefully he's able to progress and move up to AAA Norfolk. He might end up going to AAA Norfolk to begin with because he's 66 overall. So we'll have to see how he continues to develop. Number 5 prospect is Luis Gohara, 60 overall, A potential, lefty, 23 years old. He was a free agent signing for us. He wasn't on a team last year, question marks maybe. But in 2018 for Gwinnett, he was 3-4 with a 4.94 ERA and a 1.26 WHIP. This guy has all the potential in the world. 96-mile-an-hour fastball, he can throw, but he really needs to figure out where he's going to end up. Hopefully it's here. Hopefully he's able to realize his potential and move up to the majors. We also have right fielder Yusniel Diaz, 70 overall, B potential, 23-year-old. We ended up getting him in the Manny Machado trade. This guy we're still kind of holding out for. He hit 278 with 5 home runs, 15 RBIs in limited games last year in AAA. But tell you the truth, if he can hit, he can make this team. So hopefully he's able to continue to press on. And our last prospect we're going to highlight is starting pitcher D.L. Hall. 64 overall, B potential, 21-year-old lefty. Last year for Bowie, he was 11-7 with a 3.49 ERA and a 1.35 WHIP. Not the greatest numbers, that's why he's going to continue to stick down and buoy, but we really want to see him continue to progress. He could be a great addition to our rotation, but again, he's kind of overshadowed by Grayson Rodriguez and now Luis Gohara. New look Orioles indeed. So I don't think we're going to be making a run to the World Series, but I think we can be competitive enough to push for the playoffs, which would be exciting here in year 2. But it's spring training now. I'm going to sim through it. I'm going to be doing all sorts of work, make sure everybody gets ample at-bats and innings pitched, so we can make sure that we have the best guys on the roster afterwards. But I'll see you guys after spring training. So we ended up spring training 14-13. We scored one more run than we gave up, but we actually have a few surprises. So the guys that are going to end up making the team relatively was pretty close. Stevie Wilkerson was the guy that got the last spot, but each of our 4 backups is actually in a platoon. Severino is going to be starting against left-handed pitching instead of Cisco. Wilkerson's going to be playing against left-handed pitching instead of Dwight Smith Jr. in right field. Nunez will be playing in left field against lefties instead of DJ Stewart. And Hanser Alberto is going to be playing against lefties instead of Orlando Arcia. Pitching-wise, there was a couple of upsets here. So Gibson's actually going to get our nod on opening day. He was absolutely terrific in spring. And then the guy who actually ended up 5th was Thomas Eshelman. He had a 1.93 ERA in 14 innings pitched. He's going to get the 5th nod as our starter. So hopefully he's able to come through, but between last year with a .61 and then spring 1.93, he deserves a chance to see what he's got. Dylan Tate will also be our long reliever. Gil Martin did not make it. He kind of got blew up. Dylan Bundy didn't make it because he got blew up again. Aaron Brooks is there in the 4th spot. So, not a bad team. Hopefully we can be competitive. So it is time for opening day as we got Sean Manaea and the Oakland Athletics, who have already lost their first 2 games because of the international series. So let's jump in and listen to MLB The Show 19's commentary. Enjoy.
MLB Network's coverage of Major League Baseball is on the air. Today, it's the home opener for this new season between the Baltimore Orioles and the Oakland A's. Hi again, everybody. Matt Vasgersian welcoming you to another edition of Baseball on MLB Network. I'm joined by Mark DeRosa and Dan Plesac. The staffs for these 2 teams sure to be a focal point as this series moves along.
You know, I always think pitching and defense are the keys to success in the long run. So as the season gets started, it's going to be really important for this pitching staff to set a good tone. If they can get off on a good foot, it will do a lot for the confidence of the entire ball club.
Set for what should be a good one. Lineups and first pitch are next. Getting close to first pitch here. Let's listen in to public address announcer Alex Miniak.
And now, your 2020 Oakland Athletics.
Quickly now, we'll look at the 2 men who'll get the starting assignment here in this home opener. And now the starting lineup for the visiting Baltimore Orioles. Mark, what do you have on this lineup as they go for their first win?
Matty, you take a look at this lineup. I find myself thinking back to my playing days when I knew I had the ace on the mound. It had to be win day, and when you get in a car to drive to the yard, you tell yourself, even though you felt bad about it, just get 2 or 3. All the pressure's on the big boy to have to execute, and he usually does. Look for this lineup to try and execute and score, manufacture 1 or 2 runs early in this one. Yeah, Matty, these players got in their cars today to drive to the stadium focused on one thing. Not who was going to be the hero, just the fact that they needed a W and that one of their teammates, whether it's them or someone else.
And he struck him out. The windup and the 0-1. Here's a pop-up now. Olsen has got it, and the side is retired. 1, 2, 3 go the Orioles, and the A's will get their first opportunity in a scoreless ball game. Time now for a glance at Bob Melvin's A's starting lineup. Mark DeRosa, what's the key to them starting out 1-0 here at home?
Matty, this lineup is built on one thing. Their best tool is the fact that they have amazing speed up and down the lineup. I don't even think the third base coach gives a steal sign. I think a lot of these guys have the green light, so be on the lookout for that today.
Kyle Gibson is ready to go as he'll be on the hill for Baltimore. Dan Plesac, what do you got?
This guy had a real solid season last year. ERA under 3 on the year, which is pretty good in this day and age of high scoring and a lot of home runs. Let's see if he can duplicate that year and make this one just as good. It'll be interesting to see how he pitches in this one today.
Still 3 balls and 2 strikes, the 8th pitch of the at-bat. And he takes ball 4. So the leadoff man is on here in the home half of the first in a scoreless ball game. Hoping to send him packing. Pitch on its way. Swing and a miss as he couldn't connect on the 2-seamer, and that's out number 1. Now the 3-2 pitch. On the ground is short. This could be 2. Over to VR. Relay to first in time, and just like that, the side is retired. An inning in the books. Scoreless on MLB Network. The 3-1. And that misses for ball 4. So it's a leadoff walk here to start the second.
Your deal, put yourself in a position where you can really invest in this team.
Pulled high in the air out to right field. Piscotty will settle under it to make the play for the first out as the runner will have to head back. He's ready. Here's the 0-1. Grounded to first. Fielded cleanly. There's one. Relay to Olsen. They turn the double play, and that retires the side. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left. On now to the bottom of the second, and we are tied 0-0. The 3-2 one more time. Skied in the air to straightaway left. Nunez comes on and makes the catch in shallow left for out number 1.
In a complete inning.
And he misses here for ball 4. Already 2 walks surrendered in his first couple of innings of work. Now the 2-1. Runner's going. Hit hard to the right side. And a sliding attempt at first, but this sneaks by him, a base hit. And they won't even attempt to run on that arm in right. Line towards center field. That's in there. Base hit. Davis is on his way home. And the run will score as the A's get off to a 1-0 lead.
Boy, that has to feel good as a hitter, D-Roy. You get that base hit to give your team the lead. You have to feel good when you get down to first base.
Yeah, it's just a nice approach. You see him turn to his boys right there and get fired up with the dugout. 100%. Not trying to do too much.
Hit hard on the ground to first. A step on the bag for 1. And he's out at the plate as they cut him down trying to score. 2 hits lead to a run here for Oakland. We'll go now to the top of the 3rd. The A's lead this one 1-0. First pitch on its way. Lifted in the air out towards left center. He threw first and hustling for second. And the Orioles are in business here. It's a leadoff double.
Man, that's got the sting for the pitcher and his teammates. They just get on the board and are feeling good about themselves, looking for a shutdown inning so they can get some more runs on the board. But instead, this guy blasts a leadoff double. Getting that shutdown inning is going to be a lot tougher now.
The 2-2. Pulls this one in the air out to left. Davis is under it, looks it into his glove, and there's one gone. He's ready. Here's the 1-0. Hit back up the middle. Simeon's got it. And the throw forces him to lay out for that one, but he keeps a foot on the bag to return. This is popped up. Olsen over to his left, and that's the third out. Orioles leave one. They're down 1-0.
To get on base with the top of the order looming.
And a good bite to that slider as he swings through it for the first out of the inning.
Classic slider, down and away for the strikeout there. Not a whole lot to say about that pitch that hasn't been said a million times already. That's just a real tough pitch for a hitter to pick up out of a pitcher's hand, so they end up chasing when they're in protect mode.
The 1-0. Hard hit ball to second. VR takes it in. Oh, and he overshoots his first baseman as it's over his head. And again a throw, and they got him.
I think he was going first pitch, first movement all the way, and apparently the pitcher knew it too, caught him leaning.
And a fastball misses there, ball 4.
Well, he's really laboring in the early going here. That's his third walk of the game already. We'll see if he can get it together or if this is just one of those days where he's going to have to grind his way through this.
And as it turns out, the 2-out walk doesn't come around to haunt him as that ends the inning. The A's strand 1, but they're up 1-0. He's ready. Here's the first offering. Hit sharply on the ground. And a base hit, so he goes after the first pitch he sees, and he's on to open up the inning.
We take a look at the numbers up to this point. You see he's only given up 2 hits so far today, so he's been hitting his spots all game long. Remains to be seen if he can keep that shutout intact going forward, but I'm not betting against him.
But after you're pounded in twice, that ball looks like a foot outside.
Takes this the other way to right. Piscotty is there to put it away for route number 1. He's able to ride this one high and deep toward right center. Piscotty ranging back on the warning track. He makes the catch. First pitch of the at-bat. Back up the middle. Oh, and he can't come up with it. And he will get a force out on the play. Oh, talk about stick-to-itiveness there. And that will end the inning. 1 left for the Orioles. They're on the short end of a 1-0 score. The 2-2 one more time. Gets him looking at the knees for the strikeout. And a fastball blew it right by him, and they're 2 down.
This is why it's so hard to be successful as a hitter when you fall behind in the count 1 and 2. You're probably expecting some sort of off-speed pitches, but when the pitcher...
And that one's taken outside for a ball. They walked him. So no 1-2-3 inning here. They've got themselves a 2-out base runner. The 0-1 delivery. Line to the right side. Wilkerson is there, and he'll make the catch to retire the side. 1 left for Oakland. They lead it 1-0. And a changeup swung on and missed for the first out. Coming up. And there are 2 away now. The 2-2 one more time. Catches the corner. Got him looking. 3 up, 3 down for the Orioles. It remains 1-0. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. This is pulled into right. And that's a base hit. So a little first pitch swing in there as he's on to kick off the inning. Liner in there for a base hit. And that runner will go no further than second as there. Curveball bounces and this one gets away. So now 2 men in scoring position. The 2-2 rolled slowly down the third baseline. A throw to the plate and not in time as the run scores.
Boy, so frustrating as a pitcher. 2-strike RBI base hit. The ball wasn't hit very hard, D-Row, but from a hitter's perspective, you'll take it any way you can get it.
Right now, if you're an offense, you start licking your chop. Pitch count starting to get up into the 5th inning.
Meanwhile, this ball gets down. It's a base hit. And the runner scores from third as they extend their lead. It's a 3-0 game.
Well, there you go. Another hit surrendered. And I think he's just run into a wall out there on the mound. These batters aren't looking like they're getting fooled anymore.
Here comes the Baltimore skipper out of the dugout on his way to the mound. And a change will be forthcoming. That'll be it for Kyle Gibson. So he'll depart after working just 4+ innings, as this will not go down as a quality start, that's for sure. Dylan Tate comes on now in an awfully difficult situation as there are 2 on here with nobody out.
Dylan Tate.
The 1-2. A line shot to third base. He'll try to hold back, but he won't be able to, as that's ruled a swing, and there are 2 away now. And with strike 3 recorded there, he's notched his first career major league strikeout.
Well, Matt, if he can become a consistent strikeout pitcher, you have to figure his career is going to end up being a solid one. All the best pitchers at this level have at least one pitch that they can go into in tough situations. So we'll see if he becomes one of those guys.
Into the box, Chris Davis. Lifted into the air out towards center field. Riddle moves over. And that's the 3rd out. So it's 2 runs on 4 base hits. No errors and a couple of men left on. 5 innings complete. It's the A's 3 and the Orioles nothing. First delivery to him on the way. Hard hit ball to second. Throw to first gets him, so the leadoff man's retired here to begin the 6th.
Extend this current lead.
Had him lunging for that one as he sends a little ground ball out in front of the mound. And the off-balance throw. Throw on to Olsen will take care of him at first, and that ends the inning. Nothing across here this half. 6th, 7th, and 8th place hitters due up in the bottom of inning number 6. The A's lead this one 3-0. Now the 2-1. Line toward right center. Riddle is to his left as he puts it away in the alley for the first out of the inning. Swing and a miss on the fastball that time. Out number 2. Stepping in now, Jurickson Profar. Fly ball, not particularly deep. Nunez on the move. He tracks it down, and that will end the inning. So they go down without a whimper here. We're through 6 full. Oakland is on top in this one, 3-0. Grounded to the right. And the throw to first is in time, so the leadoff man is gone here to start inning number 7. Hard hit towards center. Laureano is there now, and he has it. 2 gone. Line hard to center field. Laureano will get there, and he puts it away to retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Orioles. They trail it here 3-0. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Popped high in the air. And there's the first out. Into the box now, Marcus Semien, as he'll send a ground ball down to third. And this is going to find its way into left for a one-out knock. And he lays off here. A nice job. It's ball 4. First and second now with one away. Pulled high in the air out to left field. Nunez has a beat on it, and he brings it in for the second out of the inning. On the ground, back up the box, and it'll get through into center field. A base hit. The runner from second crosses the plate.
Hey, that's what you try and do as an offense. You get a 4-run lead. They're a grand slam ahead, Dan, but you're a former closer warming up. When you see a 3-run lead and then your offense gets it to 4 and you know that save situation's gone out the window, don't tell me that didn't irk you.
Oh, it does irk you. Oh, it does, because, Dero, the only way you're going to get it.
And he misses with it for ball 4, so the bases will be loaded now with 2 away.
Oh, that's a walk that could really change the complexion of the game. With the bases loaded, if he gives up a base hit right here, it could get real ugly.
The 2-2 one more time. Swung on and missed. He got him on strikes. A's have to settle for just the 1. 8th inning coming up. It's the A's 4 and the Orioles nothing.
Focus on his mechanics and get that fastball back in the zone. Can't allow this guy to lead off walk.
Swing and a little blooper to center. Laureano is after it, but he won't get there. It falls in.
Hey, tip your hat to the pitcher right there. That was a streak of 11 batters retired in a row before that base hit. Let's see if he can regroup and keep going.
The 1-0. And he connects with it. This one's hit deep out to left center field. And he's going to make the catch on the warning track. A fine running play there for the first out. And that one got a piece of him. Here comes the 1-0. Hit out towards second. One there. On to first, it's a double play as their woes continue. The inning is over. Orioles leave 1. They trail here 4-0. Sean Kelly is on to pitch out of the bullpen in the bottom half of the 8th.
Number 27, Sean Kelly.
And this is taken here for ball 4. So the leadoff man's on base to kick off the home 8th. He's ready. Here's the first offering. This is hit high in the air out toward left center. Nunez giving chase. He gets there to make the play for the first out of the inning. And strike 3 called on the outside corner. He's earned the right to live out there with the fastballs, as that's out number 2.
Well, that call looked like it was a little in the pitcher's favor, but it wasn't outrageous. Hey, listen, calling balls and strikes is a really tough job, and even the best are going to miss them.
Into the box now, Marcus Semien, and he puts it on the ground to second. And 8 innings have come and gone now as the inning is over. So no runs, no base hits, no errors, and a runner left on. We've played 8 full. It's the A's 4 and the Orioles nothing. Lou Trevino comes on from the pen, hoping to finish this one off here in the top of the 9th.
That was a missed opportunity.
Hard hit at third. Chapman has it cleanly. Throw on to first for the out, and that is how the 9th inning gets underway. And there are the final numbers for the Oakland starter. It was a really nice day on the mound for him.
Yeah, he looked really dialed in from start to finish. This is the kind of outing you hope for every time you go out there.
Here now the 2-2. Now a line drive that's going to be caught out there at short. And that will become out number 2. And a swing and a miss, as they definitely had him reaching for that one, and this ball game is over.
It's always nice to take the opener of a 4-game set when you're at home. That sets the stage for the rest of the series, and it gives you a good springboard the rest of the way.
4-0 to score this afternoon. Oakland took the lead in the second inning and rode that until the very end. Sean Manaea gets the win on the mound, his first of the year. Kyle Gibson was only able to work 4 innings as he takes the loss. So that's a wrap for us in this one. Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Heidi Watney, Matt Vasgersian. We all thank you for watching Major League Baseball on MLB Network. See you next time.
So it looked like we were a bit jet lagged here on opening day as we could only get 3 hits. 1 from Wilkerson, 1 from Nunez, and a double from Hanser Alberto. We struck out 4 times. VR had an error. Pitching, Gibby he didn't look himself. The Oakland A's hitters were actually very, very patient. We ended up walking 7 of them in 8 innings. But tell you the truth, Dylan Tate looked really good in 3 innings, only giving up 1 earned run. We did have 8 strikeouts, so not too bad of an opening day, but a loss is a loss. The A's, their big guys, Simeon was 2 for 4, Laureano was 1 for 2 with 2 walks, Olsen 1 for 4, Biscotti had a hit, Pinder had a hit, Profar had a hit, Fegley had a hit, 8 in total. RBIs went to Simeon, Laureano, Pinder, and Olsen, and Sean Manaea just absolutely rang us up. He only had 3 strikeouts, but that 1 walk only gave up 3 hits in 8 innings pitched, and then Trevino came in the 9th and just shut us down. We are going to finish up this series before we end the episode, so our next game is John Means versus Daniel Megden. Let's see what we can do. We do get a win, 6-5. Edebray Ramos with the win. Yusmero Pettit with the loss. Next game we have Gabriel Yanoa versus Paul Blackburn. We get a big win there. Nice. Yanoa 1-0, 7 innings, 4 strikeouts, my boy, as we blew up Paul Blackburn. Next game we have Aaron Brooks versus Tanner Rourke. Are we able to get the series win? We do, and we actually get a trade offer. Let's see what the Red Sox are thinking. They want to give us Christian Vazquez for Rio Ruiz and Gil Martin. Not sure if that's going to be in our cards. He is 74B potential, but we don't need any catchers. I do believe Adley Rutschman is going to be with the big league team next year. Edebray Ramos will get his 2nd win of the year, and Blake Trinan will get the loss in this one. But that's where we're going to wrap up this episode. When we come back, we will continue going through the season and see if the 3-1 Orioles can continue to stay hot. Thanks so much, and as always, stay frosty, and I'll see you in the next episode. D.Knight out.
They thought it was a game till I came back with that win overtime. I've been working, now I'm back at it again. Now we ain't finished what you thought that was the end. Man, we been putting in work. You can clap your boy back in.